In Atlanta, how many customers do you have here in the Atlanta or Georgia area?
Well, Georgia is one of our most successful areas in the country. We have Sandy Springs. I don't know exactly, but I bet it's hundreds of vehicles that we have actually put in the fueling infrastructure, and they're enjoying the cost savings.
Now, this is just fleet.
Fleets. We just do fleets right now because it fits our model. Like I said, we haven't got to the point where it's going to be build it and they will come. So we're actually finding fleets, law enforcement that have 100 vehicles. I'm trying to think of where, Jackson County. But one of our largest conversion centers, which is Force 911, is actually headquartered in Norcross, Georgia. And they will travel anywhere in the country for us to do conversion for fleets. We only allow authorized conversion centers to do the conversions. So we don't just sell the kits, it's a whole program. We're the most comprehensive, complete program in the United States for alternative fuels.
Do you see this eventually changing the airline industry?
Nah, well, we have a dream to do an airplane to run on propane. Right now, the success at the airports, because they're under such restrictions and ozone days and things like that, and the jet fuel is hard to clean up. So we're addressing the shuttles. One of our customers, the largest one, is Veolia Transportation. They're the owner of Super Shuttle. And we're also addressing the tugs and the things that move the baggage and people around at the airports to run on propane.
So you're cleaning the air within the limitations that you have
Right.
in the propane industry.
Correct.
But eventually, we may see that in just the general consumer area.
Once we can figure out the home refueling for the individuals such as you and myself, I think it'll make a big change. But right now, the equipment to do that is very expensive at this time. It's transported in a liquid. So let's say your fleet, I put in infrastructure at your fleet, and you decide 3 years from now that you've outgrown that infrastructure, we can come in and move it and put in a bigger tank. That doesn't happen with CNG. Those fueling stations are $500 to $1.7 million, where we average about $45,000. Tremendous success with the law enforcement, with the Crown Victorias. But Ford now has decided to take the Crown Victoria out of their lineup, so we're now having law enforcement coming to us with Caprices and Impalas, the new Taurus, so the Dodge Charger. So we, Alliance Autogas, will only convert a vehicle with EPA certifications. So we have to go pay for those certifications. At the same time, we're a business, so we have to get a return on investment. So we're not going to go out and get certs on everything. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Is that our system, if you were to run out of propane on a high pursuit and you ran out of propane, the vehicle automatically switches back to gasoline. So that peace of mind has allowed us to make very big inroads into the law enforcement around the United States, and we hope to do the same thing here in the Atlanta market.
Do you find that the incentive for these companies to convert their fleets is the reduced cost or the environmental protection aspect of it?
It's both. But at the end of the day, if you're a fleet manager, cost is very important. I'm on LinkedIn with a lot of fleet managers around the United States and all over the world, and they all constantly ask questions, what are you doing to reduce costs in your fleet? So what we're hoping for in Washington right now, the tax extenders are back on the table, and for years we've had a 50 cents per gallon tax credit for alternative fuel vehicles. It ended on December 31st of 2013, and we're hoping that it comes back in with the extender bills. So not only is propane less expensive than gasoline right now, add the 50 cents per gallon tax credit on, it's a huge savings. We have fleets that are saving as much as $1 million on fuel costs.
And that's just converting a small portion of their fleet or a large portion of their fleet?
Well, the fleet I'm talking about has about 150 vehicles on propane, and they average 70 to 150,000 miles a year.
Wow.
So that much mileage, you see the return on investment is they get it back within months.